Hello, hello. Welcome to Feminist Alchemist. And this is a reading from a collective reading with messages from the earthly ancestors. So I just finished recording a podcast episode and the ancestral realm card came out, and I was prompted to do a video recording ancestral messages. So just a reminder that these are general messages and it may not apply to everyone. Just take what resonates and leave the rest for whoever else needs to hear that message at this time. Do like and subscribe. It helps me to connect to your energy, and it helps these messages reach anyone who needs to hear them. I'm Samara. Did I say that already? I don't think I did. So I'm just going to start with grabbing a oracle to open the reading. And what do we mean by earthly ancestors? Well, those that came before us in our lineage, the ones that are connected to the lifetime that we are living right now. However, I did get the feeling and the message that this has to do with all, your ancestors, not just from the body bloodline that you're living in right now, but also from lives past. So all of our ancestors from all walks of life, from all ethnicities, all those that came before us in human form on this planet, who are rooting for us right now. So what card did we get here? Stellar Gateway Activation, Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. So this message is timeless, by the way. So whenever you encounter it, there should be something here for you. So let me just place this up here. Okay. So what our earthly ancestors would like to share with us at this time is that we are in this threshold where anything that we imagine, that we can imagine, is possible and more. And we are not to hold ourselves back with limitations of what we perceive as possible, limitations of what we have seen in the past. And if you are someone who naturally, what words am I looking for here? There are those of us who are visionaries. And there will be many around us who will call us wishful thinkers, and myself included. You have people who want to pull you back down to reality. Do not let them. This is a time to have zero concern for what actually, quote unquote, is at the moment. All that is telling us is what we have manifested up to now. Many of us, and collectively, we have this opportunity to envision. I don't even want to say dream. They're taking me away from the word dream. Envision a future, manifest a future, manifestation vortex. And the stellar gateway is above the stellar gateway, I think it's crown, causal, soul star, and then stellar gateway. So this is really opening ourselves to the highest stream of information available, to allow the divine inspiration to move through us. And that is where the infinite potential lies. So they're also prompting me to say the earthly ancestors that we think of when someone says ancestor is also a limited term, because before, okay, how do you want me to put it? They're saying there were ancestors, you have ancestors who were more advanced than you, than us. And we also limit ourselves by what we consider advancement and how we envision and expect advanced to look. Did they have smartphones? Likely not. But there was a spiritual technology, an energetic technology, they're pointing me to the idea of even crystals, for example, or stones, precious stones, that we are even limited in our understanding of how they work. Herbs, stones, because, for example, watches have quartz technology in them, right? What keeps our time. So be open that your ancestors are not just villagers, medieval, no running water, had to travel by foot or by horse. Imagine or accept the possibility that they had a technology, we'll call it a technology, that we have not, that is underdeveloped in us because of the other technologies that we have, that we consider advanced. And this also aligns with the reintegration of the full capacity of divine feminine attributes and wisdom, in that intuition, psychic gifts, the awareness of subtleties of the universe, multidimensionality, that all of these understandings, receiving information, being in the stream of the divine information, is one that we are still working on as a human collective at this time. And that has capacity for this great potential, this great manifestation, because it will not only come by doing, it will come from receiving the knowledge, wisdom, abilities, innovations, capabilities that we are now in a state of mind, in a state of consciousness that we are ready to receive, or many of us are in the preparation of this state of readiness. We're being made ready. And they're pointing me to Tehuti in the corners here, who is about wisdom, also known as, I don't know how you pronounce it, Thoth, and also considered Hermes, holder of great wisdom. So there's great wisdom available to us. And I feel the main message that was coming through there is also, I'm hearing this great, protest. Don't think that we were less capable, less advanced. Like, don't. Sorry, I'm multitasking and I'm trying to get the words. Refrain from, these are the words they're using, refrain from putting your ancestors in a box of you being somehow more advanced than them. Especially the ancestors who are coming through here, who lived on Earth, but were very advanced in ways that we are not. And they are ready, you are ready to receive those gifts from them as well. So it's coming from both ends. But theirs wisdom also came from this same stream. This very high cosmic knowledge. So let's see what the next set of cards wants to say. I don't mean this to be a long reading, so we'll see. One. Okay, taking on that. To the earthly ancestors have to share with us today. Thank you. Okay, it came back. The third one, please. Third one. I feel like it's that one. Something stuck in here. Okay. Keeping that off. No. This is my first time. I usually don't work with the deck until I've, hugged it and made friends with it. But this one, it was being called to be used, so it's a little getting used to its energy. Okay, so we have all major arcana here in this very lovely tarot-esque deck. High Priestess, Intuition, and Knowingness, card number 2. The Goddess Circle, Wheel of Change, number 10. And Ancestral Force, Completion, 21. Okay, yes. So 2 of these are very much feminine energy focused. And with these cards, they like to communicate with us that as much as there's knowingness coming from higher dimensional knowledge, high wisdom, know that there's a seed planted within yourself. There's a seed planted within yourself that knows. It's in your soul, it's in your higher self. Your intuition is a very powerful tool and guidance system. And our connection, our constant connection to technology dampens our connection with our inner technology. And this is something at this time, like they're pointing me to this circle in here that is similar to this circle on the Stellar Gateway activation. These changes are coming from they're saying a place of infinite potential. Where you are being made aware of your infinite potential. And as each of us are made aware of our individual potential, then the potential for the world we live in also becomes infinite. But this is as much a collective act as it is an individual act, because we cannot dream up a limitless world where we have limits on ourselves, of how we understand ourselves, of how we perceive ourselves, of how we perceive success, abundance, beauty, right and wrong. I hope you can hear me okay. Move the mic up more. Yes, we have to believe ourselves to be to have infinite potential in order to believe the world to be have infinite potential, or our society, and vice versa, right? And so a chapter is coming to an end. We are the new ancestors. And in that, we are taking along with us everything that was given to us from our ancestors. And so it's also important to release this. In the traditional tarot would be one's the world, yes? I believe so. But I'm feeling here releasing judgment of any and all the practices that came from your lineage, and also the practices of other cultural groups and belief systems. There is a call to understand the common thread of the desire and the goal to reach, to be in touch with one's own divinity, to be in touch with divinity and one's own divinity. All of those practices lead to the same place. And we, as the up and coming ancestors, have the task for those who come after us to unify that thinking, to unify in that purpose of being, and in that intention of living. Okay. Final oracles. I told you this is going to be short. Let me just give this a quick shuffle. So I think, am I taking two or am I taking one? Taking two. Okay. So here's some advice on how to live in this energy. Okay. We have card 13, work satisfaction. Seek that which fulfills your soul. And number 24, our beautiful planet. Restore the natural world. So they have me circling back to what I mentioned about infinite potential, or recognizing infinite potential within ourselves. So many of us are in a limited way of living because of fear of leaving the construct, what has been constructed for us in terms of work and professional life and making money. Most of us are concerned with that. We are to recognize that, especially since that's most of us, that's how we spend the majority of our life. Our adult life is working, that soul alignment, living in alignment with your soul, is very important. And it's not something that one is advised to do on a part-time basis. Now, one may say, but there are jobs that are necessary. You can't have everyone wanting to be, a CEO, for example, because then who's going to do the work? But not everyone wants to be a CEO. Some people like to clean, you know. But society has put hierarchy in terms of respectable work or educated work, and we put the hierarchy on those things rather than on their necessity. Like, have you ever been to a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned? Okay, so we all know how important cleanliness is. Disease can spread, comfort level, etc., etc. So we're being asked to measure the worth of our work by its alignment with our soul. And you'll be surprised at what work will come out. Many of us would be surprised. People like to cook. Some people like to serve. What are they trying to say there? They're saying that there has been a conditioning, and I'll say it again, I know I'm repeating myself now, but there has been a conditioning of what jobs are considered worthy jobs, worthwhile jobs, respectable jobs, and that has tainted and colored what we desire in terms of work. And we are to recognize that. So lastly, we have our beautiful planet, restore the natural world. Yeah, the earth is our home. It gives us everything we need with asking very little in return. It is necessary for us to be stewards of the planet at this time and to not spit in the face of a very great blessing. Is there something else that you wanted me to say there? I can say a lot about it. About feminine energy, about our respect for the earth having alignment with how we respect feminine energy. And also looking at this child just enjoying the earth and enjoying nature and the surroundings, how we have been also conditioned to believe that leisure is something that we earn and not something that is actually a natural, beneficial part of being human. Nature, the earth is there to rejuvenate us, revitalize us, to comfort us. Will it lash out at us? Yes. But we must have unconditional love for the planet as much, and respect for the planet as much as it has for us. And they want me to point out that, yes, this infinite potential, this high wisdom is not separate from the earth and the planet. It lives in everything on the planet. And I also said that in the podcast episode 11 is what I just recorded. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. If you are interested, do go listen to the podcast. That kind of is an extension. Well, this is an extension of that message. I'm going to leave it there. And I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you again. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.